Hello, it is Sunday, September 19th, 2021. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to my New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Sunday puzzle today, as it is a Sunday. I always think of this as the final day of the crossword solving week, and generally, although it's around a Wednesday or Thursday level of difficulty, it is typically, at least for me, the longest solve of the week because, as you can see, there is a particularly large grid. But before we start digging into this particularly large grid, let's consider a couple of clues from yesterday's Saturday puzzle. First, we have a comment from Michelle McBride Charpentier commenting on hurricane names, such as Igor from yesterday's chat. He says, "I thought that they were all female names, but that hasn't been the case since 1979. I'm going to copy and paste an excerpt I found of how they're named. For each year, a list of 21 names, each starting with a different letter of the alphabet, was developed and arranged in alphabetical order. Names beginning with the letters Q, U, X, Y, and Z were not used. The first tropical storm of the year was given the name beginning with the letter A, the second with B, and so on through the alphabet. During even-numbered years, men's names were given to odd-numbered storms, and during odd-numbered years, women's names were given to odd-numbered storms." So that is the convention. What an interesting thing. I think I was sort of aware, generally speaking, of the alternating convention, but not the bit about how there's a sort of meta-alternation that deals with the different year numberings. Didn't know that part. Okay, and Behemoth says, "I had a difficult time with this one. Took me close to an hour, but funnily enough, meat bags," which, if you watched yesterday's puzzle, you may remember was clued as something relating to a nickname for humans in science fiction or something like that. "Meat bags," says Behemoth, "was one of the clues I filled in first. I recall it being used in the very popular Star Wars game Knights of the Old Republic, but perhaps more famously, Bender uses the term in the pilot episode of Futurama and probably subsequent episodes as well. I have to admit I was kind of surprised when it turned out to be correct. I filled it in assuming it must be something else because it seemed a bit crude, but I'm glad it stuck." And yes, a number of people pointed out that Bender says meatbags in Futurama. I've seen quite a few episodes of Futurama, but not in many years. And I think I remember that now that it's been pointed out, but I did not remember it while solving. And regarding the game, Knights of the Old Republic, I think I played maybe a few minutes of the beginning of that game ages ago. So I doubt I even encountered the usage of that term. Anyway, let's get on to today's puzzle, the Sunday puzzle by Peter Gordon. And this is sort of an astonishing coincidence, but it's so funny that this is by Peter Gordon because just a couple hours ago, for some reason, I found myself curious when the era of Will Shortz, who, despite the claim that each puzzle is edited, as always, by Will Shortz, it is, of course, not the case that Will Shortz has always edited the New York Times crossword puzzle. He actually started in 1993, and I think the reason I was curious about this is because I opened up the crossword archives and scrolled as far back as you can possibly go. And that takes you to, I think, November 21st, 1993. And it made me think, I wonder if that is the first Will Shortz puzzle. I wonder if that's why that's the starting point of the current archive. And it turns out it is. That was Will Shortz's first puzzle, and it was constructed by Peter Gordon. And there isn't really anything else of substance about this other than that it was just funny to me that just earlier today I happened to be, I stumbled upon this constructor's name in that context, and here he is again. 28 years later? Is that correct? Something like that? Boy, that's distressing that 1993 was 28 years ago. Is that correct? Yes. Oof, I think it is. Horrifying. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on to this Sunday puzzle by Peter Gordon, edited, as always, close enough, as always, by Will Shortz. Ready to get started? Okay. Like the rock vis-a-vis any of the stones. Younger? Is the Rock the actor younger? I mean, obviously he is, in fact, younger than any of the Rolling Stones, to whom I assume that's referring. Let's see. Two Broke Girls co-star Bears. I actually have not seen Two Broke Girls. I don't know this. To bounce off the wall. Echo? Maybe this isn't younger. Musk of SpaceX. That's not younger. Too good to be true. Bounce off the wall. I bet that's Echo. And Musk of SpaceX is Elon Musk. Incendiary explosive. Wouldn't it be fun if that were petard again from yesterday? But no, I am hoisted. It is not. Big news to share in the biz world. Could be an IPO, an initial public offering when a company is listed on a stock exchange. Company acquired by Allstate in 2011. Don't know. Longtime first name in TV talk. Boy, this could be quite a few things, couldn't it? And actually, as a reminder, when you see, well, never mind. This doesn't apply. I was going to refer to a common cluing convention that says something like first name in whatever. Well, maybe it is that. Longtime first name in TV talk. Yeah, I suppose this does apply. This isn't the best example of it, but often you'll see first name in TV talk. Let's pretend this doesn't say long time. And that would suggest, in common parlance, you say, first name and whatever. It doesn't necessarily literally mean first name, meaning the given name of the person. Often it could refer to their surname, and the first just refers to their primacy. Whereas in crossword cluing, it usually means both. It usually means that they're an important person, and also you want their given name, their first name. So, it could be Jay for Jay Leno or something like that. Conan, for instance. Maybe it is Conan, actually. What is this? Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm getting this thing where I don't see the updates on my screen, even though they're on the video. It's very frustrating. Like the rock vis-a-vis any of the stones. Well, it probably does end in ER. Beefier? The rock is quite beefy. Does that work? Would this be an F? Incendiary explosive. Napalm. What other sorts of incendiary explosives are there? A firebomb, perhaps? I'm trying to make beefier work. Stop trying to make beefier happen, you might tell me. Let's see if that works. The problem is I don't know this person's name. That's the issue here. So surpass could be eclipse. Oops, eclipse. Longtime first name in TV talk. I don't know offhand. Company acquired by Allstate in 2011. I wonder if it's an E company. Often you get these sort of old, big institutional companies like Allstate, big insurance company, big American insurance company, and they'll acquire online companies. And sometimes those start with E. But I don't know. Meticulous magical beings. And there's a question mark. So there's some sort of pun involved. That's sort of surprising with a phrase like meticulous magical beings. I wonder if beings is the pun. And then here we have sharpen, which is hone. I wonder if could this be Bea, perhaps? Beah? Maybe. Let's keep going for now. I can't believe, this might be beefier. What else could it be? Maybe I should delete this B just in case. Small doodles, perhaps. I don't know. The first thing that came to mind was margins, but that obviously isn't correct. That's just where the small doodles might be. Blank pants could be capri pants in 5 letters. LOLOL. Big name in microwaves. Could be Amana. That's a kitchen brand, I think. That's very speculative, so I'm only going to put it in there as long as it takes me to check some crosses. Straight sides of sectors, not sure. Blank pants, actually, that could be Capri. Let's just try this out. To love in Italian, amor, what is the infinitive in Italian? I don't know enough Italian to know that. Soccer superstar named La Pulga, the flea, I don't know that. Put up, probably not Capri, because amor looks, at least what I have so far of amor seems pretty plausible, and put up could be erect. So what do we have here? The land down under. Obviously this sounds like Australia or something, but I don't know that fits. So I wonder if there's another, could it mean literally the land under our feet? Here we have frenzied states, manias, and that would make erect incorrect again. So something is put up. Straight sides of sectors. This could be another I. Trying to think of the kind of plural it could be. Here we have like some cross-Caribbean flights, and again there's a question mark. So I wonder, maybe it means a flight of alcohol? Although AI, if this is indeed an I, AI looks like it could be Jamaica, maybe? I'm really going way out on a number of limbs here. I mean, this could all be utterly nonsense, couldn't it? The National Zoo's Zhao Qiji, e.g., I don't know, maybe a panda? Could that be the name of a panda? Frenzied states could be panics, actually. Didn't I have a C here before? I did. So, okay, so let's get rid of this stuff. And put up could be erect. All right. The land down under. So what did I say this was? Panda, maybe? Sounds like it could be the name of a panda bear. I know they're not actually bears. CNN political correspondent Bash. I don't know. I think this has come up in a puzzle before, maybe. LOLOL. Could this just be ha ha ha? Maybe, yeah, I mean, I suppose that's what it means. Oh, harem pants, maybe this is. And then straight sides of sectors. The land down under. I'm not going to know who this is. Oh, Messi, maybe? I have heard of, was it Lionel Messi? Something like that? Maybe that's La Pulga? Boy, that would be really handy if so, if it was someone I'd heard of. All right, let's see. Oh, maybe this is Haiti? Oh, I can't tell. I have to explain this once every video that I'm doing in this remote setup with my laptop, but there's some sort of strange thing with the screen by which the video is recording my mouse clicks and keyboard inputs, but my screen is not showing them to me. So you might see that I'm doing things, but I can't see it, so I can't see what's happening. And now that I've explained it, I will do my best not to continue complaining for the rest of this video. I just want you to know why sometimes it seems like I'm lagging behind or not seeing things or getting sort of confused. Well, sometimes I'm getting confused because I just don't know what I'm doing with the crossword, but sometimes it's because of this very frustrating issue. This could be Dana Bash. Figure on Italy's 2,000 lira note before euros were introduced. Maybe Garibaldi, maybe? No, that's too many letters. Major exporter of nutmeg. Don't know. I feel as though I'm sort of losing the thread here. High-ranking figures collectively. It could be brass, top brass in the military, for instance. Regis. Longtime first name in TV talk, Regis, and Kathy Lee was that talk show. All right. Company acquired by Allstate in 2011. I kind of want this to be E something because that's, as opposed to S, ES as part of an actual word, but estate, maybe? No. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, Esurance? Is that the name of a company? Because Allstate is an insurance company. And like I say, often these sort of big, old, staid companies acquire younger internet-based rivals. That seems like it could be the name of a company. Agitate is to roil. Here we have 3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver in the New York Jets Ring of Honor. Too much sport going on. Bushy-tailed rodents. Probably ends in an S, right? So let's look at this. GQ VIPs. So GQ's what? Gentleman's Quarterly. It's a men's magazine. What do they cover? Who would they cover in GQ? Probably ends in another S. Owing. Short. You're short if you're owing. Is there any way this could be a rebus? Don't know. Commuting arrangement, carpool. There we go. Sorry, I sort of spaced out for a moment there. Person with star power. Person with star power. It's the name of an astronaut or something, maybe? Not sure. Treat for Mr. Owl. Something relating to a mouse? Revolted. Appalled, but not enough letters, or too many letters, I should say. Seward, Peninsula City, don't know. Verve. Verve could be Elon, gusto, esprit. What might whet an appetite? Blank Reader, Quarterly Magazine, Utney Reader. This comes up not infrequently in the crossword. It's actually been a while since we've had it. I think it's come up once before on this video series. It's just one of those things you should just kind of remember for the crossword because it comes up sometimes. Revolted, up in arms or upbraided or upset. What might whet an appetite? Treat for Mr. Owl. Seward, Peninsula City. I wonder if this is Gnome again. Gnome came up recently in the puzzle as one end of the Iditarod, which is a very famous dog sled race. I wonder if that could be the case. This is scale for some judges. Could it be out of 10, maybe? Would you call it an out of 10 scale? Maybe. Obie winning playwright Will. I don't know. Person with star power. Oh, maybe it's someone who assigns stars? Maybe? Like a critic of some kind? I'm not sure. I don't know about this out of 10. Treat for Mr. Owl. What is this Mr. Owl business? I don't know. And then what is this? What might whet an appetite? I don't know about any of this. I'm not feeling very confident about this puzzle. I'm finding this much more difficult than I found the Saturday puzzle, I will say. So far, anyway. Which is not usually how it goes. It usually just takes a while, but it's usually not more difficult than Saturday. But, these puzzles find each person differently. There was no choice might be I had to. Oh, if you're owing, you're shy. Okay, should have gotten that one pretty much immediately. Relative of cerulean could be azure, shade of blue, a sort of nice deep shade of blue. Actor who delivered the line, nobody puts baby in a corner. Oh, this is Dirty Dancing, I think. So that would be Patrick Swayze. Only saw that for the first time a number of years ago. Word with power or breaks. And here we have postseason tournament pick. Boy, there is a lot of sports stuff going on today. Oh, a wild card, I guess? I know that's just sort of a sports-related term. Figure on Italy's 2,000 lira note. Who is this? Oh boy, this is one of those frustrating things where I know this name, and it's sort of right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't summon it. These crosses, that's driving me crazy. I'm going to have to move on, because it'll just make me go nuts. Blank Vegas, TV reboot of 2021. CSI, I wonder? Not sure. Is that... 2021 seems pretty recent, but it does say reboot. Best... Let's see. Is this plural? Yes. Journals of a certain stunt performer. Oh, did I read the name of this puzzle earlier? New Look. It just occurred to me. There will be a theme in this puzzle. And some of these could actually be part of it. This is probably part of the theme. Meticulous magical beings, like some cross-Caribbean flights, journals of a certain stunt performer. Now, if this adheres to Lyell's law, we will eventually get the explanatory theme answer somewhere around this kind of general southeastern area in and across clue. This looks like thorough, doesn't it? Meticulous magical beings. Thorough sort of does mean meticulous. Oh, Beth. That's a more common name than Bia. Hey, look at that. Beefier. The rock is indeed beefier than any of the stones. He is beefier vis-a-vis any of the stones. Quite pleased about that coming together. Watered down. Hose down, I suppose. Biblical father of Eliphaz. Is that Esau? Hungarian herding breed. Don't know that. Word with power or breaks, air power or air breaks. Journals of a certain stunt performer, right, I see. That's the whole reason I got on that whole sidetrack was because I thought this might be plural S and this I, CSI. Buddy of Buddy, maybe, and Buddy is capital, so that's a name of somebody. Buddy Rich, maybe? Could this be sort of cutely referring to Buddy just as a sort of the other part of his name? Hungarian herding breed. I don't know. Maybe I should delete this U. And then I never looked more at this thorough. Meticulous magical beings. Thorough fairies, as in thorough, sort of a corruption of thoroughfares, thorough fairies. So essentially what we're doing is we're adding these two I's in there. And actually, these two I's separated by a letter, if this were Haiti, we would have that same thing. And then we would have, Panama, Haiti, which is a result of adding these extra I's to Panama hat. So we take a common phrase, thoroughfare or Panama hat, we add these I's around a given letter, and then we end up with the answer to the clue. So meticulous magical beings are thorough fairies, and some cross-Caribbean flights are Panama, Haiti. Very clever. So, the land down under is Hades. I should have gotten that earlier. The underworld of Greek myth. And this must be, is this straight sides of sectors? Rodii. Could it be radii, as in a radius? And to love in Italian, amare, oof. Not thrilled about this because I don't feel at all confident about it. I really would have wanted that to be amore. But radii seems like a real thing, and rodii doesn't really. I'm going to leave this in here as is, and I'm going to assume that I'm going to know that my Italian knowledge is limited, and therefore I'm probably more likely to be wrong about the Italian thing than I am about radii, which definitely seems correct here. So let's leave that for now, and I'll remember it in case I have to come back to it. Major exporter of nutmeg. Oh, Granada, perhaps? Guacamole ingredient. Well, there aren't very many things that go in guacamole. I mean, you've got, onion. There we go. Sorry. Okay, calendar column would be months, presumably. Blank E skincare brand. I don't know. Letter 2 after tau. I'm going to have to get that with a cross, I think. Clicking sounds. Could end in an S. Screams could be riots, as in a sort of laugh riot, that sort of meaning of it. Unpartitioned apartment could be a loft. Candy bar with an exclamation point in its name. And here we have small doodles, perhaps. And then here we have clicking sounds. Oh, aha, the thing that just happened to me. It clicked, and I said O, which actually we've just spelled here. But aha, that clicked. Letter 2 after tau, right? And then here, oh my goodness. And then here we have small doodles, perhaps. Oh, I wonder if it's dogs, maybe. Small labradoodles, maybe? Lap dogs? There we go. And then, sorry, I'm getting this annoying input thing. Letter 2 after tau, could that be phi, P-H-I, probably? Oh, skincare brand. So maybe it's derma, as in dermatology, or your dermis, your layer of your skin. That seems pretty plausible. And then blank admin, sysadmin, systems administrator. That makes this candy bar with an exclamation point in its name, O. Henry. Yeah, I guess I've heard of that. It's so odd that there's a candy bar named after an author. I wonder what that means. Okay, let's keep going. What have we not seen yet? Oh, right. Journals of a certain stunt performer. So, I mean, this might not follow that same double I patterns, but if it does, I'm trying to think where they would be. The only place they could be, because this I, if assurance is correct and if air is correct, then this I is not one of the I's. So if it's following the same pattern of two I's surrounded by something, they would have to be here at the beginning. Which seems a little strange. So maybe that pattern is not quite. Maybe it's not as rigid as that. I wonder what this title "New Look" means. Could it be that we've added eyes? They're new eyes, as in sort of a new look. You see it newly with your new eyes, perhaps. Right, Hungarian herding breed. Don't know what that is. Best. Okay. Well, this could be diaries. So could these be the two eyes, even though they're farther apart than the other? Then that would make this something dares. Journals of a certain stunt performer. Double diaries? What? I was thinking double dares, but that. Sorry, you're probably seeing this and yelling at me, and I'm going to move on because I don't want to waste any more of your time as I fumble around there. All right, what have we not seen yet? Triangular piece in a party bowl full. Well, it could be a tortilla chip, right? Corn chip. What might whet an appetite? Right, what was that? Could this be, maybe it's a brand name? Could it be Dorito? It's a type of tortilla chip, or not a type, but a brand of tortilla chip. Buddy of Buddy, maybe. Best. This puzzle is giving me a lot of resistance. I apologize. Taken down, this has already taken me longer than I think, or as long as that Saturday puzzle did. Taken down and put up elsewhere. Rehung, maybe? As in a painting? Rentals that might come with dolly carts. This could be U-Hauls. That's a brand of truck rental in the United States. Wrong could be no something. Nickname for someone whose full name is a calendar month. I don't think I know what that's getting at precisely. So there's what must be a common sort of real meaning, commonly used nickname for a name that would plausibly serve as a contraction of one of the calendar months: January, February, March, April, May, etc. I don't really know though. Common viper, maybe an adder. Body shop figure could be an estimate. Bushy-tailed rodents, what is this? Maybe mice? Oh, sorry, this plural probably doesn't end with S here. I can't see my inputs. It's driving me crazy. Okay. GQ VIPs, oh, editors. So it's not people who are covered in GQ. It's important people who work on it. So maybe this is dormice. And then free could be loose. And then what is this? People can't lie under it. Truth something? Oh, a truth serum, perhaps. You can't lie under the influence of a truth serum. And this is the Pro Bowl wide receiver, Al Toon. I don't even know if it's Al Toon, Mr. Toon, or a surname, Altoon. Don't know. But I'm going to assume that whatever it is correct. Okay, possible reason for refusing to wear a tank top. I wonder if this is short something. Nickname for someone, right, okay. Wrong. Here we have shape of a donut. It was a torus, the literal shape of it. Reason to see an ophthalmologist. You might have a sty in your eye, in your eyes, your extra eyes, your new look eyes. Pea jacket material. Not sure. Checkmate, you lose in chess, for instance. Massachusetts College, Our Lady of the Elms, I suppose. I don't know what else that would be here. And a pea jacket would be wool. That makes sense. Worries about something could be sweats it. Nickname for someone whose full name is a calendar month. Oh, Gus for August, I suppose. That actually makes sense. August, and August is in fact a name. I probably should have gone through the months in my head and thought, which of these could be a name? Because August is one. So possible reason for to wear a tank top, perhaps shoulder something. Defamed in a way could be libeled, which is sort of spread false information about someone through print. Shape of a canine ID tag often could be shape of a bone. And spur could be urge on. You could spur someone to complete a crossword, urge them on to do it. Letter 2 before tau. Oh, look at this. Directly underneath letter 2 after tau, we have letter 2 before tau. That's nice. Oh, what is this? This is, oh boy, Hungarian herding breed. I hope it's Puli, P-U-L-I, because that's what I have for this other cross. Hope that works out for me. I'll put it in last, I suppose. Best. And then here we have revolted, treat for Mr. Owl. I'm very curious about that Mr. Owl business. Let's see. Obie winning playwright will, indeed. I'm not getting a lot of traction with those downs. Let's go back to the acrosses. 2018 crime biopic. Well, with 5 letters starting with a G, it could be Gotti. I had no idea. Was there a film in 2018 made about John Gotti? Could be. Letter 2 before tau could be Roe, if that's Gotti. Best, why am I not seeing what this is? I'm sort of narrowing in on it, but it's not helping my creaking brain here today. Although the triangular piece with Gotti, that could be Dorito, indeed. Fossil suffix could be "ite," in the way that, archaeologically or in mineralogical terms, that's often a suffix. Liberal arts school major could be English. Could get an English degree at a liberal arts school. It probably could be other things as well, so let's just try this. Become ticked off could be get. If I become ticked off, I get, sore, actually. It could be get sore. There was gets sore, I think, or something like that in the crossword yesterday, actually. So that's sort of on the brain. Quark's place, is that an atom or quarks in atoms? Go from here to there like that. Teleport? Maybe? That indicating you travel like snap of a finger that quickly, essentially. Tools used by horologists. So horologists are watchmakers, right? So they would use a loop, which is a sort of a magnification tool that jewelers also use. Caterpillar competitor. So Caterpillar makes heavy equipment, sort of construction equipment and that sort of thing. Would they compete with John Deere? I always think of John Deere as making sort of farm equipment as opposed to heavy construction, but I wouldn't be surprised if they overlapped. Thomas Jefferson or John Tyler by birth. I don't like this being an or and this having an S, because or means we would just be referring to one of them, and this ending in an S makes it look plural. So that makes me wonder if I have loop. Oh boy, I can't see what this happened. Oh, this says tools, though, with an S. All right. Well, let's just leave that for now and see what happens. And I just remember that there's something about that I'm not sure about. Most miserable hour that blank time saw, Lady Capulet. So this would be from Romeo and Juliet, presumably. So I wonder if this is air, E-E-R, a poetic contraction of ever. Most miserable hour that airtime saw. And when you have that contracted version of ever, it lets the phrase fit into that iambic meter that Shakespeare would use. So most miserable hour that airtime saw, right? It's got that sing-song iambic quality to it. So that seems plausible. All right. Oh, maybe Aries. Maybe Thomas Jefferson or John Tyler by birth is an Aries. Here's an example of something that looks like it would require knowledge that is particular to United States history. I mean, and there have been quite a number of things in this puzzle that I do think are relatively American. But here's an example of one that looks like it would. But in reality, no, I don't really think any American would possibly know this. You just have to see from the crosses that it's Aries. And so if you are aware of the astrological signs, then you infer it on that basis. But no one, I don't think anyone's going to get this because it's specifically Thomas Jefferson or John Tyler. That would be shocking. All right. Potatoes done perfect, sloganeer. Scale for some judges. Well, this O is back, so maybe this is out of 10. Wouldn't that be something? Okay. This revolted, though. I apologize if there's anything in this whole general area of the puzzle that is screamingly obvious to you. It wouldn't surprise you. Oh, Marconi. Maybe Marconi was the figure on Italy's 2000 lira note. I actually don't even know that that's who I was thinking of, but he was a notable Italian inventor. Buddy of Buddy, maybe. Oh, Fido? So these are dog names, I guess. Buddy Rich was a drummer, and so I was just on a totally incorrect track there. Best. I'm sorry, why am I not seeing what this is? Oh, defeat. Oh my goodness. Literally the most straightforward synonym possible. If you read best as a noun, as a verb, that is. To best someone is to defeat them. I'm very sorry. Okay, so let's see. Possible reason for refusing to wear a tank top. Shoulder hairiness. Ah, yes. Shoulder hairiness. So you wouldn't want to wear a tank top because you wouldn't want to show off the hair on your shoulders. And these eyes are creating shoulder hairiness from shoulder harness, which is itself obviously a more common phrase. So that's interesting. So this does look, so this was double diaries. I guess I never went back to this. Why does that work? Is that correct? I mean, the journal's diaries make sense of a certain stunt. Oh, I see. A stunt double. And double diaries. I see. Okay, sorry about that. I'm clearly off my game today in general. I don't know why that took me so long. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe a person with star power is a rater, someone who rates. I was looking for something a little more specific than that, but it could be. And then what might whet an appetite would be an aroma. And then revolted, uprose. Rose up. There was an uprising by the people who were revolting. There we go. Scale for some judges, 1 to 10. Once again, something I really should have gotten more quickly. That is much better than out of 10. Here we have Obie winning playwright Will, don't know. Sorry, I can't see what is being selected right now. Very frustrating. Okay, treat for Mr. Owl. Oh, the potatoes thing could be Or Ida, which is a brand of, I think maybe just frozen vegetables or potatoes in the United States. This would be a tough puzzle, I think, for someone who didn't grow up in the United States, to be totally honest. But let me know if you found that to be the case or not. If you are not from the United States, I'm curious. I'm always curious about that in general. So treat for Mr. Owl must be Tootsie Pop. Must be a mascot, I guess. Okay, means of learning about Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, well, Chiang Kai-shek makes this look like Taipei, Taiwan, capital of Taiwan, I mean. So means of learning about. So without these eyes, this would be tape. Oh, books on Taipei. Wow, that is so clever. Books on tape. Books on Taipei. That is quite clever. I really like that a lot. Okay. Indeed, it is so. There we go. Organization that bestows the Community Assist Award. Based on this NB, it must be the NBA, the National Basketball Association. I would think. Certain curfew, I don't know, 6 p.m., I suppose, based on the fill. We have starting with an S, and it's probably a time, and so you want to get that PM in there. So it'll be 6. Ready. Sorry, I don't know. Some post-pollution efforts. Maybe this isn't 6 p.m. I mean, some post-pollution efforts. On the blank, no longer friendly. On the outs, there we go. Overseas speed measures, kph, kilometers per hour. Wielder of the hammer, Mjolnir, that's Thor. Norse god. Here's Rude Boy Singer to fans. Don't know. Oh, cleanups are post-pollution efforts. I see. And then certain curfews, not 6 p.m. Sorry, I'm still dealing with some sort of congestion, and I'm trying not to be too noisy about it on the stream. I hope it's not too distracting. We have ready, pithy saying. Dish's yellow color comes from saffron. It could be paella. I think paella is, oops. Paella is colored with saffron. Oh, so ready is a verb, and it's to prep, to prepare, to prep as a verb. Yes, I see. And then, a pithy saying could be an epithet, maybe? Sort of more specific, I guess, than just a pithy saying, but I guess it fits. Oh, a certain... Wait, did I say curfew? I've just been reading this wrong. I'm sorry. I feel as though this is my most discombobulated solve to date, maybe. A certain curtain might be a scrim, a sort of gauzy barrier that's used to either attenuate or shape light, often used in theatrical contexts. Inept dancers at Oktoberfest. Well, here are our eyes. Here are our eyes. Inept dancers at Oktoberfest. So Oktoberfest. So there's probably going to be something with beer or ale in it. If this were beer, this could be beer. I don't know. Oh, I just can't see what's happening on the screen. Please work with me, computer. Okay. Valedictorian's pride in brief. Maybe this isn't epithet. I don't think that's right. Could a valedictorian's pride be their GPA, their grade point average? Pieces of work, literally works. I don't know. I don't think that's GPA. Mag space seller. So magazine space seller. Someone who sells a space in a magazine could be an ad rep. Someone who sells advertising space in a magazine. Rude Boy Singer to fans, right? I don't know that one. Traditional rivals of the NCAA's Who's. Boy, this is a very sporty puzzle, isn't it? It's my hunch, ... I suppose. I'm doing a lot of supposing in this puzzle, not a lot of knowing. Series of steps. Not sure. Smurf with a white beard. Papa Smurf, perhaps? Part of 79 down abbreviation. All right, well, 79 down is the NBA, and we see that the first letter of this answer is A, so that would be the association, and this in itself is also an abbreviation, so ASSN is a common abbreviation for association. So, felt on the head with a question mark, so it's some sort of pun. Could it be, well, it could either be, it could be felt the material. Not sure offhand. Early R&B group for Missy Elliott. Please give me control back. Okay, small hill could be a knoll, not an atoll. That's totally incorrect. A knoll, I think, better guess there. Divisions of bushels, could end in an S. I'm just going to take it on faith that S successfully was entered. Like the Mideast enclave of Mada. Probably ends in an I. Is it Omani? Okay, let's see. Dish at a traditional Bedouin wedding. Interesting. I'll be very curious to see what that is. Mentor of 50 Cent. Not sure. Inept dancers at Oktoberfest. Right. Okay. Really have to close this thing out, don't I? Express line count. Express line count. All right. Well, probably items, which means this is not supposed. I supposed incorrectly here. It's my hunch, I suspect. That's a better fill for it's my hunch, because a hunch is a suspicion, not a supposition. I mean, it could be a supposition, but really it's more of a suspicion. So that is more correct. And so then what is this? Felt on the head. Not sure. Series of steps. It's not really unlocking anything, is it? Passing through DC. It's got a question mark. So I wonder, instead of DC meaning Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, maybe it means direct current. So maybe this is amps, passing through direct current, amps in an electrical sense. So the USD is to dollar as MXN is to the peso, perhaps? No. What currency has the abbreviation MXN? I mean, maybe this isn't amps. I kind of want it to be peso, though. Oops. Felt on the head. Oh, a series of steps is a process. Okay, maybe it probably is peso. So then let's see. Passing through DC is not whatever I said it was. Amps? What did I say? I don't remember what I said. I don't know. Here we have opponent as a foe. Oh, felt on the head is a Stetson. Ah, something on your head made out of felt. Kept wanting to think fez or something, but obviously that was far too few letters. Okay, traditional rivals of the NCAA's Who's, don't know that. So here we have, once again, I can't see what's happening. New look, okay, here we go. New look provider, or here we go, finally. Lyle's Law proves correct, and we have our explanatory theme clue. New look provider, or a homophonic hint to this puzzle's theme. So I think it's going to be eyes. A new pair of eyes, maybe? No. New would be unlikely because we have new up in the title. Maybe a fresh pair of eyes? So the traditional rivals would be the Terps, sure. Rude Boy Singer to fans, Riri, okay. Is that Rihanna, maybe? Here we have, there are three of them in a Morse O. Dawes. It's one of the Morse symbols. I think one of the names for the Morse symbols. Church part would be an apse. Blank Way, Kitty Kelly biography of Sinatra, probably his way. I haven't heard of this biography, but his famous song was My Way, so that seems, or one of his famous songs, so that seems plausible. Stockpiles, I wanted to say caches, but that's obviously wrong. It's not stashes either, unless his is incorrect. Let's look at this. Poorly lit, dark-ish. It's kind of a weird word. Let's look at this down. Frequent CDC collaborator. So the CDC is the Centers for Disease Control. So this could be the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, sorry, is what that is. Okay, so then what is this? Poorly lit. Maybe it is darkish. And here we have pieces of work. Could end in an S. Oh, stockpiles. Oh, sorry. It's a verb, not a noun. So it's amasses and then literally works. Oh, it could be opera, actually. I think that actually might be what opera means, now that I think about it. Valedictorian's pride in brief. Actually, that could make this GPA again. So pieces of work could be tasks. And then, an epigram, a pithy saying, an epigram. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, so works is indeed opera. Okay, great. So then inept dancers at Oktoberfest. Okay, so here's idiots. So then, polka idiots. Wow, very clever. Polka dots turns into polka idiots. That's great. I really like books on Taipei and polka idiots. Those are definitely my favorite of the theme. So divisions of bushels, not sure. It's a measurement, I suppose. Like the Mideast enclave of Mada. Okay, I think I was right in my suspicion of Omani. Long rides, limos. Rides or cars that are literally long. Can't tell if those letters have gone in. Okay. Mentor of 50 Cent, Eminem, I suppose. And then divisions of bushels. I don't know, pergs? Used a prayer rug, say, that would be knelt, certainly. Oh, please work. Okay, so a dish at a traditional Bedouin wedding. I'm gonna have to guess with more than one thing here. This is not what I love. Not what I love to happen. You know what the division of bushels is? I think actually, now that I think about it, I think I spelled Knoll wrong. It's Knoll with a K, and this is a peck, as in a bushel and a peck, which I actually do recognize. So the traditional dish might be camel, which seems plausible. And then I'm going to have to go out on a limb and hope this is pulley. Yes, it is. Goodness. Okay, wow, that was a slog. For me, anyway. Very curious to hear how you fared with this. That was... I found that to be quite a difficult solve, I will tell you. Certainly much more difficult for me than yesterday's Saturday puzzle, and probably similarly for the Friday as well, which is, again, like I say, not typical. I do usually think of a Sunday as being Wednesday or Thursday level difficulty, but this one really got me. But I will say, I absolutely loved the theme. I thought it was very clever. Meticulous magical beings are thoroughfaries from thoroughfares. Like some cross-Caribbean flights, those flights might be Panama, Haiti from Panama Hat. The one that took me the longest to understand for some reason was Journals of a Certain Stunt Performer, Double Diaries from Double Dares. We have a possible reason for refusing to wear a tank top, Shoulder Hairiness from Shoulder Harness. That's pretty funny. And Means of Learning About Chiang Kai-shek, Books on Taipei. Love that one. And Inept Dancers at Oktoberfest, Polka Idiots. Also big fan of Polka Idiots from Polka Dots. And all of those benefit from a fresh pair of eyes, as stated here in the explanatory theme, clue, and answer. So, do let me know how you fared with this Sunday puzzle by Peter Gordon. And maybe someday I'll solve the first Will Shortz era puzzle, which was constructed by Peter Gordon. I thought that one of the reasons I was looking up is because I thought that might be sort of fun. So maybe I'll do that at one point. But yes, let me know how you fared with this puzzle. I hope you're enjoying the series. I hope it's been helpful to you, or at least entertaining, or at the very least moderately entertaining, or at least a bit of a distraction or companion of some sort. If you feel any of those ways, please consider subscribing, hitting the subscribe button underneath the video. I'd appreciate that. And if you think you know someone who might need help sorting out these strange clues and stumbling ineptly through the sports answers, why not pass it along to them? They might enjoy it. You never know. I suspect you know at least one person who might enjoy this series as well. But that is very much that is very much only a suspicion, certainly not concrete knowledge. Anyway, if you would like to help contribute to the long-term sustainability of this series, consider tossing me a couple of quid or a few bucks through my Ko-fi donation page, which is linked in the description field underneath each video. And as I've said every day for the past few days, I am getting that Patreon campaign going, which I know some people will prefer to Ko-fi. So that's coming soon. Coming soon. Just waiting until I'm sure that the next few days are going to be consistent with solves before I get that going. But anyway, thank you for sticking all the way to the end of this particularly long video today. Sorry about that. Sorry for my, slight ineptitude today. Hope to do better tomorrow. And I certainly will, because tomorrow is Monday, the easiest puzzle, which is exactly what I need after a solve like this. So I hope you have an excellent rest of your Sunday. I hope I see you tomorrow for the Monday solve. Take care.